When the executive of what is in Naga Union first came to visit me, and they mentioned the theme of this program, frankly, I was very impressed. Because what Nagaland is facing today is an identity crisis. We are not being able to resolve our heritage, our past, the values of our past with the values of the present. And this is something we have to work through. It is not unique to the Nagas. It has happened to every society which has gone through drastic changes in a short period of time. So for Nagas, we have come into contact with the modern world for less than 100 years. And within that 100 years, we have compressed the advancements of other societies which they have gone through for thousands of years. And it is very unfortunate that our leaders for the past 40 years have been misleading us. Nagaland was not like this. Up to the early 1980s, we were a very honest, straightforward society. But since then, we have been going steadily downhill, becoming bad in more and more ways. So when we talk about our heritage, what is our heritage? The heritage is a collective legacy of those who went before us. We can talk about your cultures, your customs, or even your religion. But most importantly, it is the values which have been handed down to you from your forefathers. And here, in one of my interviews, I happened to mention that Western education has been a curse for Nagas. And it is my view that Western religion, even Christianity. And the reason why I say this is because we have managed to absorb the superficial values of education and religion without understanding the foundations on which they are built. So, values, you can have morality, but you have ethical values. And morality, people use ethics and morals synonymously. But when you go delve deeper into it, ethical values are universal. They apply to everyone. Whereas moral values change differ from culture to culture, from religion to religion. So, when you dig deep down, what are ethical values? Every society, every religion teaches you not to lie, not to cheat, not to kill, and to deal fairly with all other people. So these are the values that we Nagas have lost. Our forefathers were known as honest, upright, hardworking people. Now when you look around, we have become a society of liars and cheats. Everyone in our society. You can't blame only the politicians or the bureaucrats or the undergrounds or the civil societies. Even our churches also have become such. And when we talk about Christian values, when I say that being a Christian means doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the essence of Christianity. But no, for us, our Christianity, don't drink. Na rendi baji na bari. Na. Those are not Christian values. Those are man-made values. So things like that. And now it is because of all these misplaced or misinterpreted values that our society is splintering right before our eyes. ENPO broke away from the Naga Hoho because certain elements within the Naga society wanted to think, capture the thing, the movement of the aspirations of the Naga people. Similarly, the Eastern Naga Students Federation broke away from the NSF because of the same issue. And now we have our Chief Minister trying to hijack the will of the Naga people through the tribal bodies. I will be addressing that issue in the coming days. But here I want to bring up, in the case of the Eastern Nagas, you have legitimate grievances. Your demand for separation from Nagaland is based on legitimate grounds. But my issue with it is the means you're going about. I know many people don't like to hear this, but even if you get a separate state, do you think you're going to develop overnight when we have the same mentality of corruption? So that is my issue. And you as the up and coming leaders, the leaders of this generation, you have to understand this. Every society is built on honesty. We used to talk about the West, about Europe, about America, how they are developed, how they are advanced. But when you look at the reality of today, you see that it is China, it is Russia. These so-called despotic governments are the ones looking after the welfare of the people, whereas the Europeans and the Americans, they are abandoning the people. They are only catering to the billionaire class. The same is happening in India. And the worst part is the same is happening in Nagaland. When I saw our early presenters, it brought back memories. Nagas, how long have you been rich? Why do you consider, just because you have a little money, do you think you have become an elite? Just 2 or 3 generations back, every one of us was working with our hands, our fathers and our grandfathers. But now, slowly we are creating a class of super rich. And these people are trying to project themselves as elites, as people who are entitled to the resources, the opportunities of Naga. So you have to understand, I'm an old man. It doesn't matter for me anymore. But it is your future that has been destroyed in front of your eyes. So always keep in mind that when you meet somebody, when you interact with somebody, don't judge him by his religion, by his ethnicity, or by his tribe, his village, his area, or his family. You judge him based on his honesty, how honestly he deals with you. A few years back, when I was fighting for the present DGP, I was accused of saying that why am I supporting a non-Naga, non-local against a Naga? So I replied, I prefer an honest non-Naga to a lying Naga. So that should be your standard. Honesty. Not because he's from my tribe, not because he's my family member. If you have that principle, if you follow through that principle, then you are a Christian, a true Christian. And when I say a Christian, I don't mean in the sense of religion. Because Jesus Christ never came to propagate Christianity. He came to teach us a way of life. When he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he does not mean become a Christian. What he meant was do as he said, do as he did. To lead simple, honest, straightforward lives. So that's my message to you today. Judge people or based on the way they deal with others, on their honesty. Live your life like Jesus would want you to. And above all, be true to yourself. Don't fool yourself. Hypocrisy is the worst sin that you can commit. If you're a thief, don't try to act as if you're an angel. Hypocrisy is killing Naga society. Our whole society is filled with hypocrites. Look at our chief minister. There was a song which came out, it was in Naga, of course I didn't understand, but there were subtitles, no? Like saying that he's anointed by God. Yeah. That shows a total lack of knowledge about Christian principles. No? We have to understand that a person who, he may be favored in the eyes of God at one time, but that is not a guarantee that he'll be favored forever. Because once you stop doing wrong, then you're no longer in the eyes of favored in the eyes of God. So I'm using Rio because he happens to be the head of the state. But our leaders also are the same. All of them are hypocrites. Our church leaders also. They're hypocrites. And they are fooling people into thinking that they are the examples you should emulate. They are false idols. Keep that in mind. And always keep God in your mind. And when I say God, I mean humanity. Because the way you treat people is the way you treat God. God does not live in the church, in the temple, or in the mosque, or in the Quran. He lives in every human being. And the way you treat your fellow human beings is the way you treat God. Thank you all.
Miss Freshets for the year 2025 is contestant number 2. Now call upon Miss Freshets for last year to do the honors.
তো ভিউয়ার্স ইটা আমি কথা কল থাকে তো এতে জেনসু গুৱাহাটী ইষ্টাৰ্ণ নাগালেণ্ড ষ্টুডেণ্টছ ইউনিয়ন তাহান আজি ফ্ৰেছাৰ্ছ মিট লোৱা নিচিনা এতিয়া লগা প্ৰেচিডেণ্ট গুৱাহাটী ইষ্টাৰ্ণ নাগালেণ্ড ষ্টুডেণ্টছ ইউনিয়ন প্ৰেচিডেণ্ট মিষ্টাৰ ৱাংবা তাৰ লগতে একটা দুটা কথা দিলোঁ এইটো ইভেণ্টছ লা চ' কংগ্ৰেচুলেশ্যনছ আপুনি ইভেণ্টছটো মই ভাল বাজিছে আৰু আমি ইচ্ছা সুধিম যে থাকে তো আপুনি এইটো ইচ্ছা কৈছে বোলে 28 তো 28 টাইম আহি আছে তো আপুনি অলপ হিষ্ট্ৰী নহ'লে বি এনেকুৱা জেনছু লাও ওপৰত আমি একটা দুটা ভিউৱাৰ্ছ কাংগানি জনাই
Before Jubilee and I go, before Jubilee, like it was very hard for us to get our members. Even now, we are still suffering so far, na. Like when it comes to members, na, because mostly they can took part in the demand the IJ students union, na. So like if it's Nagaland, then we have our own parents and we have our own family. But out of our own homestead, Bahade Aishukle demand members can took palm the IJ, and then like we used to tell them to register. Around like we also told them like openly that registration there is. It's not because of for the union, na. We live in nature. Apne kan karni ase. Aro demand registration, like when we collect registration and also, it's not that we are misusing it, but the thing is we are like using it into good terms. Manike motab green na in return. For example, ide Guwahati ase, so it has become a commercial area, and then it is a gateway to Northeast. So ide Nagaland karni bi ekta medical khan la line dibi sob bana hoi jai. So itu harba man takhan de pahadi ki hole ase na jani nijur la khor manu bi hole pare treatment khan karni na. Itu harba apne kan register kurna thaki sokle apne kan de mala contact thaki sokle to apne kan like phalba like they will be able to seek help from us, which means like if there is emergency and then all of a sudden like somebody met with an accident and then they want to search our contact. Those contact bisar thakam de takhan register no kuna thakile mala contact, it will be hard for them to find. And now one like it's not that we are neglecting them, like if they don't register we don't like look after them. Will be takhan mon de bisar na ahile to nile to kude ase union to na, not only from the Easterns but even other unions, even under Naga students union also. Like if they come seeking for the union, it will be much better for us. And then when we have such type of event, the turnout was good enough today, like almost 300 and I say sub members melai na. So ina ha itbc aro some of them couldn't turn up na. Aro it was working day, obviously we also like of taking program tomorrow, which was on holiday na. But because of some due to unavoidable circumstances, we were able to like we had to take our program today. Dharna was good enough, but when it comes to registration and then when it comes to like cooperation and all na, sometimes na hoi jai. And then history la side fali na gushe kule to like the I don't know much about, because I have been here for like 3 to 4 years in Guwahati, but so far what I know is like after Jubilee it has been like there has been lots of changes after Silver Jubilee, which is what I guess it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was in 2022. Yeah. So after that, like, and we also have our own fellowship, Gensu'S fellowship kunana. So that is also run by the students itself, the Naga, and even the members can also. I say like if you come to know about the union or anything else, like approach us na. Feel free to approach us. Like it's not that our rules and regulations are too strict. It is just that we want to keep our people safe na. Mon nichula bhai puni kante noile dada didi kante na. Mon iklote close together ki hole mon ase. Aro oi itu once na history like bula dolap so manu na thagise. Na gona idia 28 tak ado like so far it's going good. Like all the union work activities can be na, and then our advisors also like they have been working ajibi kam grahan bi sub advisors kan ase itu ase.
তো ৰেজিষ্ট্ৰেশ্যনৰ কথা কোৱা আছে, তো ৰেজিষ্ট্ৰেশ্যন ইচ্ছাটোক তো কিমানজন নিচিনা হয়নে আছে?
So far it's like almost 200 nisna ase, just a registered one na. And then khali students hi na ko aro dusra khan do register na kura na, which is also like daily wages kan garni hai, like Nagaland de ni for example the earning is little there, so they will come here work in a private company. Sometimes they used to get scam edu kan bi thaki jai, to edu kan melai sukule to bishi hoi jabo. So far we can like approximate number bi call na pare edu la na ena ase.
তো আপোনাৰ প্ৰগ্ৰামখন সাকসেসফুল থাকিছে, কংগ্ৰেচুলেশ্যনছ আৰু আহা সময়ত আৰু আপুনি কি লগ কৰিব মানে আশা ৰাখি আছে।
Thank you so much.
তো ভিউয়ার্স ইটা কৈ দিয়া নিচিনা প্ৰগ্ৰাম চাই দিয়া নিচিনা আজি আমি আহিনা থাকিতো এতিয়া গুৱাহাটীতে আহিনা আছে শিল্পগ্ৰাম NEZCC পাঞ্জাবাৰী গুৱাহাটী এইটো হলদে আহিনা সুগনি জনাই দিয়া আছে। আৰু ইয়াতে আজি 28 ফ্ৰেছাৰ্ছ মিট কাম কালচাৰেল শ্ব' গুৱাহাটী ইষ্টাৰ্ণ নাগালেণ্ড ষ্টুডেণ্টছ ইউনিয়ন তাহান বাইতে তাহান এইটো প্ৰগ্ৰাম ৰাখি আছে আৰু তাহানা থিম থাকেতো আজি embracing our heritage uniting our future koine etu program rakhi janai dia ase to aji yate date 4 de he etu program to luina ase aro session tu duita thakise first session de chief guest thakya do Shri New Mong Yum Kyung President Eastern Nagaland Student Union aro second session the chief guest thakya do Shri Kahuto Chishi Sumi GB Havishe Village convener concerned people of Nagaland social critics and activists to yeta ami aina dikha do apne dikhilise program de alak alak ki tahan program han to luine jaisho ne janai de ase aro Mr. Miss Freshets we to sala select korne pari ne jala ka sine janai de ase aro ete ko thakya do tahan la icha itu tu aji tahan program lui thakya do 28 meet ase gone janai de ase aro inika alak khobor aro inika alak khobor khan aro alak alak updates kan karne bi amhan naga society opor apnen ja ahina amhan dikhai thakbo itu karne apnen side 4 Nagaland news moira machumi for FNN